So right as I'm starting the show live tonight here on the Monday, all of a sudden, my website, appeared. The Radio Dead Air, poof, into the internet ether. And I immediately, a brick, as they say. A large, solid brick, big, hefty, just went, oh, have I been taponed? And I talked to my web host, and here's what happened. Lovely lady who hosts my website, the people she leases the servers from were doing an upgrade on some of the back end stuff. The thing is, they gave her one of those, we'll have it done before the end of October, before the start of October things, which is kind of like when Comcast says they're coming by between 7 a.m. and 9 p.m.
Right.
It's a big...
I'll just sit here and hold my breath then.
You don't know when things are going to happen. It's just things. So it's going to be kind of in there, but it's still room for surprise. And we got a surprise tonight. And I'm sitting there as my show is live. I'm like,
The weird thing is, like, the window I have it open to stream in never stopped working. But then you were like, can you open my website in a new tab? And I tried that and I couldn't.
Well, you already had the website
already open, never stopped working.
Well, yeah, you already had it open. And the live stream isn't part of that website. It's part of a different. You just have a link in that page. It's just an embed. So it's not hosted
on the website was fine because for some reason my new version of Firefox doesn't let me pop out the video.
Yeah. But that's right. It's an embed. That's not the website. That's embedding from a different website entirely.
Okay.
I don't have the web streaming on. I couldn't afford to do live streaming on my website.
Right, but wouldn't the whole website, including the embed, go down?
No. If it's loaded, it's there on your screen. It's just like a Word document.
Huh.
It's when you tried to reload it, you tried to open the document again. It's like, no, it's not here. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. What the f***? Was nothing here. So, also your hair looks nice.
I'll take your word for it, tech man.
Would you have it redone or?
Oh, my hair?
Yeah, I said your hair looks nice.
Thanks. We went pink.
You did indeed.
It's like, I don't know how well it's showing up on the stream, but it's like neon pink. And I figured I work in a salon. I have access to hairstylists. I've kind of low-key always wanted to do this, but I've mentioned before how protective my family is of my hair. But I live 2,000 miles away. So.
Indeed. Anyway.
Now, I am going home for a wedding in October, so... And I had bought a bright pink dress for that wedding, and I'm like... I need to rethink that dress now, because I'm like a Bratz doll.
Well, let's get the intro going and get to this week because yeah, let's go. Each week, Catherine, Radio Dead Air audience, go out in the worldwide interwebs, find all sorts of horrible stuff, bring it back here for a little segment we like to call What the Fuck Is Wrong With You? And we are going to start in Salt Lake City. Now, one of the things about a threat is plausibility. Okay?
Yeah.
If you make a threat, there has to be an element of, can they follow through with this threat?
Otherwise, it's not super effective.
So keep in mind that in any other circumstance, this threat would be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Except this one particular instance, you done fucked up. Quite simply, you super fucked up. Come on. Sorry, I have like a billion windows open right now, trying to deal with it all. Student arrested, accused of making nuclear threats. Unless Utes won, Utah. I guess that's a Utah Utes. 2 Utes.
What is a Ute?
What is a Ute? Anyway. A University of Utah student was arrested Wednesday after police said she threatened to detonate a nuclear reactor. The Utes football team didn't win on Saturday.
No pressure.
21-year-old woman was booked into the Salt Lake County Jail for investigation of making a threat of terrorism. Saturday, the University of Utah football team hosted San Diego State, Rice-Eccles Stadium. The woman, quote, posted threats of violence on the Yik Yak app. What the fuck is Yik Yak? Is that
still a thing?
Is that like a TikTok knockoff or?
No, it was more like a WhatsApp knockoff, I think. It's like an instant messaging app, but I didn't think it still existed.
Too many apps. Ute is the name of a Native American tribe in the region. The college co-opted the name. Very not cool. Very not cool. All right.
He's making a My Cousin Vinny reference.
Yeah, I know. You have not seen what my biological clock is ticking. Anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to be weirdly racist, and I'm sorry if it came across that way.
They're trying to be kind of weirdly racist, actually. So anyway.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
Anyway, she stated that if the football team did not win, she was going to detonate the nuclear reactor that is located in the University of Utah, causing a mass destruction. Now, the police said the student does have knowledge of the nuclear reactor and is unaware of where the reactor is located and attends class in the same building where the reactor is housed. Pause, flag on the play. Why does the University of Utah have a nuclear goddamn reactor?
I mean, that was my first question. Like, is the whole campus run on nuclear power?
University of Utah police noted the school's nuclear reactor is secured and alarmed, and police have unique protocols for managing any breach of security. That's nice. Why do you have a nuclear reactor?
Yeah. On just like it's okay, that room's locked.
Yeah, you can't get in there. Just bill the custodian. He's got a key, but...
You met college kids? There is nothing they cannot break.
Including a nuclear goddamn reactor. What the fuck?
They're away from their mommies for the first time in their entire fucking lives. And they're insane. But also, do you know what that did to the fucking anxiety of that football team that day?
All right, boys, no pressure.
I don't know how good the football team is at this particular college, but if they're not that great.
No pressure or anything, but if we don't get this touchdown in before the end of the quarter, then we're going to have a Holocaust on campus today.
Right. The fate of the state of Utah kind of depends on us right now. But sir, we're 0-4.
I just, how did you think this was gonna go, lady? I know you're 21. I know you're dumb as fuck. We're all dumb as fuck when we're 21, but come on.
Oh, they did win though. So that's good.
Oh God. Pop quiz hotshot.
Here's the other question. You get a threat like that, and the school doesn't cancel the game?
Right? Like, what? Why does the University of Utah have a nuclear fucking... What?
It really does just seem like asking for trouble.
Well,
I don't know, maybe it's a science project. Maybe they built it.
Right. Well, yeah, but
college students and nuclear reactors don't mix. And it honestly, despite the police's assurances, it doesn't sound that well secured.
Well, they do mix, but then you end up with a low-budget 80s horror film. Nope. Class of Nukem High. No takers. Nobody. Okay. Just check.
I love that the cops are like, oh, the door's locked, and
Yeah, you're going to a lot. Yeah, Retro K 283 says 6 years prison, automatic first down.
I I have so many concerns.
Yes. And none of them will be addressed because this is the.
And listen, I live in a fucking state that borders Utah.
Mm.
So that radiation cloud would get to me.
Yeah, in case any of you out there didn't know, right now there's a bunch of teenagers flooded with hormones and young adults flooded with hormones who can legally drink. And they are within proximity and accessibility of a nuclear reactor. Sleep well, America.
Don't like that.
Anyway.
Like I have lost my nuclear expert. So I would really like to not have a radiation cloud come my way. Thank you.
All right. Moving on. We're going to Florida because, oh, good God.
Our opener?
What?
That's our opener.
That's your opener, yeah.
That's the amuse-bouche.
That's the amuse-bouche, yes. The aperitif, that's it. I know
Like
fancy words. All right, let's head over to Florida, and we're back on the fucking plains again. I don't understand how, like most of us, if we go through a scenario, if I do this, then this. Like if I go outside this morning and pick up the paper, I'm going to have to put on some clothes. I'm going to have to get the paper. I'll come in and then I will read the paper. Just, I don't know what the outcome was supposed to be on this one. I'm pretty sure they didn't either. Orange County man charged for allegedly punching flight attendant in the head.
Well, that's not okay.
Orange County man is facing criminal charges for allegedly punching a flight attendant in the back of the head on a flight from, it was a sucker punch too.
It's just cowardly.
Flight from Cabo San Lucas to Los Angeles. Suspect, 33-year-old, 33-year-old Alexander Tunku Lee from Westminster is facing a felony charge of interference with flight crew members and attendants. He could face a maximum sentence of 20 years in federal fucking prison. While aboard an American Airlines flight on Wednesday, video filmed by a passenger, otherwise known as fucking evidence, shows a man striking a flight attendant in the head shortly after takeoff. Court documents say Lee stood up and left his seat while flight attendants were conducting food and beverage service. He was seen grabbing an attendant's shoulder while asking for coffee. Moments later, he grabbed both of the attendant's shoulders and walked to the front of the airplane cabin and literally sat in an unoccupied seat near the first class area when police asked him to return to his assigned seat. He refused and assumed a fighting stance toward the flight attendant. Now, the first thing I can think of is, whoa, Danielson. Sorry. Assumed a fighting stance toward the flight attendant while making closed fists with both of his hands.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing, like the video game, like the Street Fighter characters before they get to start, where they're just doing this.
Video captured by passenger. So Lee swinging his arm, the attendant missing contact. As the attendant turns around to report to the pilot, Lee is seen rushing at the attendant and striking him in the back of the head. During detainment, Lee continuously unbuckled his seatbelt, causing flight attendants to restrain him to the seat with seatbelt extender. So they went to the front. You know that little demonstration seatbelt they have? Here's how you buckle your... They got a bunch of those and wrapped his ass up and clicked the shit.
It could be just me. I don't feel like this guy needed coffee.
No.
Like, if he came in a Starbucks acting like that, we definitely would have decafed him.
Wait, what was the end game here? Now, first of all, I have changed seats on a flight, but you know what I do every single time? I wait for the attendant to come by and I'm saying, excuse me, is no one sitting over there? Could I move my seat? And they will. Most of the time, if you're nice about it, they're saying, oh, go right ahead. You're in the air. The flight.
Like, if there's nobody in that seat, they don't give a fuck.
But if you just go and do it, you're fucking with their day.
Yeah. Unless you're on Southwest where it's anarchy.
This motherfucker. Everybody else on the plane is stuck in there with him.
Yeah.
And just in case you weren't aware of this out there, 20 years in federal fucking prison.
How many times we have to say, do not fuck with airplane people? They own your ass.
It is a tiny little dictatorship in the sky. Yeah. They can literally...
Don't fuck with the TSA. Don't fuck with the airplane people.
Because when that plane got, like, for a few moments up there in the sky, you are, yes. It's like the consequences are moving at a different... It's like relativity. You are moving at a faster speed to your consequences. Eventually, they will catch up with you. Yeah. When you land, because they have things called, I don't know if you've heard about this, it's a radio. And they push the button on the radio, and the people far away know what happens in the plane.
But in spite of all that technology, the rules in that metal tube are very Games of Thrones-ish. They can fuck you over real bad.
About the only thing they can't do is throw you off the plane, and that's only because the fucker would depressurize.
Yeah.
If they could, they would give you a Coke and a parachute and have a nice fucking day.
Pretty confident as soon as we figure out how to open a plane without depressurizing it, Frontier and Ryanair are going to be right the fuck on top of that.
Right, there needs to be like a little chute in like the cargo section of the plane where you can just go down there with the person and like, boy, you fucked up, and just push them out the plane and have a nice day.
They walking the plank.
Listen, count to 30 before you pull the rope. Did he hear me? I don't think he heard me. Did you hear me? He heard me. He's fine. He heard me. All right, moving right along. I think the last week I was mentioning I used to do that asshole thing. It's either I think it was a week before because you were around for that. Where I would drive without my hands.
Yeah.
To show off, which is a stupid thing dudes do.
And it does not impress girls.
Yeah, girls,
so you know.
Women might do this. I've just never experienced it. I have experienced multiple dudes in my life who will drive with their knees and be like, whoa, holy shit, look, ma, no hands.
I've only ever experienced dudes doing it to impress girls, and it doesn't.
Well, you know what else doesn't impress the ladies? Scaring the fuck out of them when they're trapped on the back of a fucking motorcycle. The motorcyclist jailed for trying to impress first date with high-speed police chase. Motorcyclist who led cops on a high-speed chase because he was, quote, trying to show off for a female passenger with whom he was on a first date, is pled guilty to a felony charge and will serve 2 months in jail. Taylor Beverly, a 23-year-old Tampa resident, copped Thursday.
By the way, it looks like you ordered Zac Efron off Wish.
Tara!
What though? He looks like a sim version of Zac Efron, who really needs some beard oil. Which is to say, he's not a bad-looking guy.
Yeah, but, you know, the beard is kind of getting away from him there.
The beard is a tragedy.
He's like...
needs a trim up on some oil.
He's you know, looks like he should live.
Which is funny because the hair is so perfectly trimmed and coiffed that, like, that beard with birds flying out of it.
The beard says, I live under a mountain and I dig giant holes and you know, I live. Our realm is a realm of stone and diamond. That's what that beard says. Cop to a plea Thursday for flee or a leading charge in the case last year. Addition of time behind bars. Judge suspended Beverly's driver's license for a year, ordered to pay a fine at $700 after Beverly, seen it right, blew a red light in front of a squad car. Police began chasing his 2017 Suzuki. Already, honey, the Suzuki is not like one of those. That's not going to like get you to third base. I'm just telling you.
It doesn't exactly scream breaking the law, breaking the law.
He weaved in and out of traffic while running additional lights and traveling well over 100 miles an hour.
I fucking hate it when motorcyclists do that.
While Beverly
Just because you can fit in between the lanes doesn't mean it's safe to do that, asshole.
While Beverly was fleeing his passenger-neutral police, she was, quote, screaming at him to stop, but he refused. According to Beverly and the woman, a cop noted that, quote, this was their first date. Yeah, okay, there's not going to be a second one.
I think you can probably just say that this was their date.
Date. Singular. Like, Jesus Christ, dude.
And I don't like, fellas, lads, help me here. Because my entire life, I have had dudes who think that the way to flirt with a girl or impress her is to scare the shit out of her in some way. And I don't understand the logic because, one, it fucking doesn't. It just pisses us off and makes us not trust you. But I don't know why you think that's like a panty dropper.
Like, seriously.
Like, if I give this girl a heart attack, she's really gonna like me.
Yeah, if she's screaming for you to stop doing something in sheer fucking terror, you've pretty much destroyed any and all potential trust that could ever exist between you two.
Yeah.
It's over! I
mean, I don't know if it's like a I could protect you thing, but here's the thing. If you're the one imperiling us, we don't trust you to protect us.
No. No.
I had a dude once like corner me in a room and start driving staples into his calf to prove that he had a high pain tolerance. And I was like, first of all, who asked? Second, do you understand what a fucking moron you look like?
You look
driving staples into your leg to impress a girl. Second, you have cornered me.
You're like Dollar General Hellraiser.
Yeah, I'm like, you have cornered me and you have a melee weapon. You're going to get staples in your balls in a minute. Don't do it. It doesn't work.
Another one here. This is, you know that old meme with the picture of the lightning hitting places and that quote like, and fuck these three people in particular.
Yeah.
You know that one? This guy, the stars aligned somehow. It was his day. Just the entire universe said, well, fuck you. It's your turn. Convicted felon arrested after he runs out of gas in front of sheriff's office.
Oh, honey.
A Woodburn man has been arrested for grand larceny after his vehicle ran out of gas in front of the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office on Monday, September 19th. Sheriff Sergeant Blake Starner was leaving headquarters when he spotted a disabled pickup. The driver said he was waiting for a friend with a can of gas. A computer check revealed the driver, identified as Harold Tyler, 52, had a revoked license, and the pickup truck was unregistered with switched plates. While the sergeant was taking the suspect into custody, a State Department of Transportation worker stopped and advised that the pickup truck and driver were wanted for stealing approximately $2,000 worth of metal from a nearby Department of Transportation yard. Tyler's charged with felony grand larceny, arraigned before Thompson Town Justice Richard Baum. Due to 5 prior felony convictions, Tyler was remanded to jail without bail. That was a king-size fucking.
Yeah.
That was a super size with fries and a large Dr. fucking Pepper.
You have angered the gods.
Right?
I mean, I feel like if you're a felon who has had the presence of mind to switch the plates on your truck because you got 5 stars in GTA, you should know to keep the fucking gas tank full.
Right?
Like, you took the time to switch the plates, but you couldn't stop for gas?
Do you know the last time I ever ran out of gas? I think I was like 22. I was that kind of kid who was like, oh, it's on yellow. I've got a while before I can.
I don't think I've ever run out of gas.
Never run out? Wow. It's not fun.
I have driven on fumes.
Huh.
I am convinced that more than once, the spirit of my late father literally pushed my car somewhere.
But the last time I've done that was, it was before I got a discount on renting a car. That's how long it's been since I've driven. How are you a criminal driving around without gas? Do you understand how criminal works? Obviously
Gas
you do.
is expensive. Yeah, but he has $2,000 worth of stolen scrap metal.
Yeah.
He can put 2 gallons of gas in the car.
Yeah. That's seriously.
He got stolen plates. I'm not really worried about how inflation is affecting the active felon market.
I love
like the ex-felon trying to get their shit together. Fine, I'll have some sympathy for them. Like the active felon, not really worried about the effects of inflation on that guy.
I love though how it was his fucking turn. That's the beautiful part of this. It's just like, it's your turn, mother. Today is your unlucky day.
The fates were just sitting around throwing darts at the board. And they were like, that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Your day, Harold Tyler.
Next up, we have some more Florida, and it's a Chuck E. Cheese. Another escalation at the goddamn Chuck E. Cheese.
I thought Chuck E. Cheese went bankrupt.
Oh, no, they're back. They're just, they got bought out, but...
Oh.
You can go bankrupt and still be a company while you restructure in the background.
You can go bankrupt and still be a company and be president.
Yeah.
But I thought Chuck E. Cheese was gone.
No, it's still there. I kind of wish it was gone. I was like, remember when we said, oh no, what are we going to do for stories now?
I remember that conversation. Like, where are people going to fight now?
There's a reason why we made that joke, because woman fires shot during fight at Chuck E. Cheese. This is great, though. Hillsborough, well, not really great, but you know what I'm saying. It's juicy. Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office responded to the incident. According to the release from the Sheriff's Office, deputies responded to multiple calls reporting shots fired at the Chuck E. Cheese. Shots fired at the Chuck E. Cheese. That is a phrase.
It sucks, but Jesus.
Private security guard was trying to get the crowd to take the fight outside when a woman pulled out a gun inside the vestibule of Chuck E. Cheese, which is not a word I associate with Chuck E. Cheese, but it is technically correct. There is a vestibule. Guard tried to get the gun away from her, but she dropped it outside the building. So that's number one. The sheriff's office said another woman picked up the gun. So there's 2 and fired at least.
It didn't go off when she dropped it.
And fired a shot in the air. So the first woman's like, I'm gonna fire a gun. No, I'm gonna fire a gun. She also lost possession of the gun. A third woman picked it up and placed it inside of a light gray Chevrolet Traverse. Hillsborough County Sheriff's...
Was the gun a bouquet at a wedding? Because that's the only time I've seen something change hands in women, but in a crowd of women in that short a time.
Hillsborough says, County Sheriff's Office says all 3 women were taken into custody and no shooting victims were located. The Sheriff's Office said a white Audi crashed into the front of the building while the group was fighting. 2 women and a child were taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. A male driver was also taken to the hospital, but deputies weren't sure how he was involved in the incident. So pretty much chaos ensued.
So was the car crash involved with the fight?
I don't know. Maybe. So it's fucking pandemonium. This story is what fucks wrong with you Mad Libs, right?
That's why you don't build your Chuck E. Cheese on top of the Hellmouth. Bad idea.
You moved the headstones, but you didn't move the grass. You didn't move the bodies.
God, that would be I think that would actually be the scariest zombie movie ever. Or like haunting movie. If the Chuck E. Cheese animatronics got possessed by the dead. I know that's probably just Five Nights at Freddy's. I haven't played it. I don't know.
I haven't either. Not Avi is making a good point here. No one gets into a gunfight at the Dave and Buster's. And they have alcohol. You would think there would be more fights at the Dave and Buster's. We never
what's
get.
Gonna happen now, right?
Yeah, you're. God, you
as soon as
jinxed
this goes
it.
on YouTube, 72 people are going to send us links of people fighting at the Dave and Buster's. It's like you have sealed our fate.
What could possibly be such high stakes to cause a melee at the children's arcade pizza place?
I'm starting to think Chuck E. Cheese as a franchise is kind of like, you know how in Good Omens, Crowley designed the highway to be like a ritual signal to spread evil? Like, I'm starting to think Chuck E. Cheese as a franchise is run by some kind of demon that is building them specifically to spread discord and violence in a low-grade way throughout America, which we don't need help with, by the way. We're a violent and terrible people.
Oh, this last one. This one,
That's not the last one?
No, here's the last one. I love and hate this child, which is a weird way of, I know. We've got video, and this kid, I adore him and I want to slap him. I'm conflicted on this one. Let me get the video teed up here, and I'll send you the link. This I do feel comfortable calling him this little shit. Here we go. Let's play this here. Pasco student arrested after spraying fire extinguisher in school bus. Now that's not. Watch the strut, the saunter on this little shit. He's chasing a car with the fire extinguisher. Someone come. Okay, there we go. Some lady comes
on the windshield.
Some lady comes up and's like, "Don't do that," and he's like, "Fuck you."
Why was it on the windshield of the bus?
Oh, we're missing Act 1 here. I'll get to it in a second. Just what the total fucking attitude this little boy's putting out. The swagger. This fucking kid. 12-year-old Pasco County student was arrested after he sprayed a fire extinguisher inside a bus. So what he did was he sprayed the inside of the bus with the fire extinguisher. He opened the alarm door at the back. He went around the front of the bus, tried to hit the windshield with the fucking fire extinguisher. When that didn't work, there was someone filming him in a car, so he went after them with the fire extinguisher. Some lady comes up off the street and says, "Don't fucking do that." And he hosed her down with the fire extinguisher. This little shit.
What the fuck, kid?
I was not a saint by any means when I was this age. But I fucking knew better to do this shit.
I mean, right? I was a goody-goody. I was a square.
I did some shitty thing. I didn't just like, you know what? Today, anarchy. Whose house? My house.
And this is another time when I just want to know why. Like, why did we do the middle school version of falling down today? What went wrong? Were they out of the pudding cup you wanted and that was just the last fucking straw? Like, what happened?
I gotta watch him again because he's just so fucking nonchalant about it. Nobody's stopped. What?
You're 12.
Right. He's like, "I'll fuck you up. You fucking stop me. You can't stop me. No one can stop me. How dare you?" The video is what makes it, though. It's just like he is so certain for those few moments that he is in charge of the entire goddamn world.
Yeah. And like, listen, clearly he at least has some anger issues, and I sincerely hope that he gets help with that.
But for those few minutes, he's like, I am goddamn invincible. And you know what? The weird thing is, he was right.
Yeah, because everybody was backing off like he had a grenade, because you don't know it's enough. Like, there are types of fire extinguishers that will fuck your shit up.
That is a weird moment where you're there and you're realizing, I have power.
Now think about the fact that, like, teachers have to go through all kinds of training, right, to work with kids.
Mm-hmm.
You need a master's degree to teach elementary school. Bus drivers.
Well, these days in America, you need.
Maybe not in Florida, but like bus drivers, that's a fucking minimum wage job.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of shit to put up with.
And you have 20 kids that you can't even see with your back turned to them.
Yeah.
We should pay them better, is what I'm saying.
So I appreciate just this child in this moment realizing I have power over my world. Like this little tiny God is awakening because he's got a fire extinguisher and everybody's treating him like.
I'm a little concerned. See, because like what you do with immense power kind of tells everybody what kind of person you are.
Right?
You know, like if you suddenly have massive power and you decide to fuck everyone.
Like this is the kid who, if he got Spider-Man's powers, would beat the shit out of everyone. Everyone.
Yeah.
This is a supervillain waiting to happen. What do you think, Grady?
I think sleep.
I think sleep. So it's the first thing we learned this week is watch your goddamn kids. The first moment a child gets a taste of real power, we learn who they are.
Yeah. I think we've also learned hug your kids. For God's sake, hug your children.
Oh, he is making happy noises right now.
Like Grady. Grady is being hugged. Hug your child like Grady gets hugged. Because they might be less likely to want to murder everybody with a fire extinguisher.
We've learned that Chuck E. Cheese is... something's wrong there.
They're doing dark fucking magic under the Chuck E. Cheese.
This shit doesn't have... I don't care what link you give me. This shit does not happen at the Dave & Buster's. It's the anima
ball pit
fucking...
sits on a lake of fire?
It's the anima fucking tronics. It does something to people. It messes with them.
No, because this shit doesn't happen on It's a Small World.
Maybe it's
they're probably piping in some kind of drug to make you compliant there, knowing Disney.
We've learned that if you want to be a criminal, prepare. Because you're just one bad day away from a cosmic confluence going right up your ass. Just all up in your, just, oh, no lube. We've learned that scaring the shit out of your date is not a good way to get a second date.
No, and it's not even uncommon, and I don't understand.
Toxic masculinity. There you are.
When we talk about courting, we don't mean winding up in court. That's not what that means.
We've learned that if you start hitting the flight attendants, it's people like you who are going to be responsible for mid-air deplaning, shall we say. They're going to perfect that shit.
Just for you.
And finally, if you actually have access somehow to a nuclear reactor, maybe don't threaten to blow up the nuclear reactor. You know what we call that? Credible.
We also call it terrorism.
Yes, that is terrorism.
And the chat did say after we moved on that it's just like a training reactor.
It's like
actually that powerful.
It's like a what?
That it's like a training reactor just to like teach the students how to work on a reactor, and it's not actually like operational. I don't know if that's true.
Like, did nobody remember when we had the 2 words, dirty bomb? We had like a whole few years there that was literally scaring the entire shit out of us. Nobody remembers the 2000s. Now you're probably too young to fucking remember the 2000s, but
We literally have members of our audience that were born post 9/11.
shit, we probably have members of our audience who were born post 2010. You
Yeah.
shouldn't be watching.